Good morning. Hi guys. Happy Tuesday. I hope you guys had a good Monday, by the way. I was super busy yesterday, so I didn't come on. But hopefully you guys had a good Monday. I was busy yesterday, so that's how my Monday went. So, oh yeah, it was Labor Day too, so hopefully you guys had a good Labor Day weekend and everything too. I just wanted to hop in and wish you guys a good week, to be honest, while I look at the ducks. But no, I just been vibing, to be honest, and doing me pretty much. So hopefully you guys are doing the same, and hopefully you guys are doing good and stuff, you know. So yeah, it's so crazy because like I'm obsessed with chocolate, right? Like I am, like I think that's like my favorite type of candy is chocolate. I think I usually choose chocolate over anything else other than like hard candy and stuff. I mean, if I do choose hard candy, it'll probably be like caramel or something like that, you know, or maybe Skittles or something like that, you know. But majority of the time, if I get candy or if I have like a sweet tooth, chocolate is like my go-to. And so I was like looking at some information with Hershey, you know, Hershey's chocolate bars and everything, you know. But I was reading about Hershey and like how he created how he became an entrepreneur, you know. And it's so crazy because I always like to watch success stories. Like I've always been like that. And I'll usually watch success stories, right? And so I was like reading about or listening. I found out information pretty much about Hershey, you know, and I was just researching him. And like, it's so crazy. Like I've noticed like a lot of the success stories, a lot of the people that are very successful entrepreneurs, they all had like a lot of hardships, you know. And I've noticed that with all the success stories I've read, like so many success stories, and the majority of the ones that I've read, especially like the real huge entrepreneurs, they had it really hard, you know. Like they had a lot of obstacles and challenges and setbacks, a lot of them, right? And I was researching about Hershey, and you know, he had a lot of setbacks too, you know, and he had a hard time too, growing up and stuff, you know. And I believe he had to go out and find work, you know, to help his mother when he was like 10. And so he just always had that mindset anyway. So he ended up being able to mass produce chocolates, you know, and because of his secret recipe, you know, to be able to keep the chocolate sitting on the shelves longer. So he used a certain recipe to be able to mass produce chocolates, right? And so therefore he was able to sell the chocolates at a cheaper price, like a lower price, so that was more affordable for people to be able to buy them. And on top of that, they're able to stay on the shelves longer. And so due to that and how delicious his chocolates were, he was able to mass produce them, and it just became very successful, literally. And he was able to make a chocolate city. He had his own chocolate factory, everything. Like, it was so amazing. I love his story. He's actually one of my favorite ones. And he just created a lot, you know, through his setbacks and everything, because you know, he would get loans from his family and everything, right? And then they stopped believing in him. I believe his uncles, I believe it was, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it's his family. I think it's his uncles. They're getting tired of loaning him money, you know, and he wasn't able to pay a lot of it back because a lot of hardships, you know. But eventually he ended up being able to make enough to pay everybody back, you know. But it was kind of hard for him to get loans to start his business in the first place. But with his determination and everything, he's able to succeed. And everything just worked out for him. But the thing is, though, he had to have that determination within himself to be able to be successful, because if he got denied loans and stuff, which he did, he could have easily given up, and just dropped it, and walked away, or just did something. He could have done something totally different, but he always believed in himself, and he was just able to overcome it, And I think that's a good key. That's the key, pretty much, of success. Like, you can't give up on yourself, And so I just look at all these stories, the success stories, and I just be like, a lot of them had hardships, and it's not easy being successful. It really isn't. And it's not like you get handed anything. You have to put the work in. If you want it to be successful, you have to put in the work, right? For it to be able to stay successful, I should say that. And he became very a successful entrepreneur, pretty much. He had his own factory and everything. I believe they have their own some type of school too that he opened within his city too. But he's just very successful, and it's because his determination, I think Reese's was like that too. I forget his name. I think it's Milton. No, I can't remember if his name's Henry Reese's. I don't remember if his name's Henry. I think it is. I'm not for sure, but correct me if I'm wrong. But he worked for Hershey too. He ended up getting a job at the factory, Hershey's milk factory. But he had a huge family, like a lot of kids and stuff. So he struggled a lot too, because he trying to support his family, because he had a huge family. And I believe he worked for Hershey. He worked for the factory, Hershey's factory. And he ended up making his own handcrafted peanut butter chocolate cups in his actual basement, by himself, and it became successful, but he was making out of his basement. I believe there was a store owner. I guess he told him that his peanut butter cups are flying off the shelves too fast, and he wanted to see if he could help him, produce or be able to make more chocolate cups for his store. And so he made his own recipe because I guess peanut butter cups were already out before, but they weren't as popular, but I guess he made a certain recipe because he played around with the peanut butter and stuff, and he made his own type of peanut butter, which was very tasty to everybody. It probably tastes better than all the other ones, obviously. And by him creating his own peanut butter cups and them being very delicious and everything, they became popular, and they started selling like crazy. And so he started it in his basement, literally. But as it became more successful, he was able to leave the Hershey's factory, working there, and went into business for himself. But he had hardships too, because he had a huge family, to support, and he had to work. He was working too as he was producing his own chocolates in the basement, But he became successful too, but he had that determination. And I've read a lot of other success stories I'm not going to talk about right now, because I would go on probably for hours. But I've noticed a lot of people that were successful, it wasn't easy for them, and they have to put hard work in, to be able to be a successful entrepreneur. And so that's why I never really give up on myself. I try not to, at least. Even though there's some days I want to, I'll just be like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. But I don't give up. I don't. I literally don't. I might take a break, which is needed for everyone. But I never give up on myself. But that's how you have to be if you want to be successful. And then because of all the other previous entrepreneurs that may not be with us anymore, their product is still with us, you know. And like especially Hershey, his chocolates are very, that they will never leave, you know. Everybody will always, they'll always be there, like literally. But that would never happen. We wouldn't have never experienced a delicious piece of candy if he wasn't determined and just kept going, you know. So I always think of that whenever I think about the success stories and all the entrepreneurs. It's like we would have never got to experience any of their products, you know, or if they didn't keep it pushing and have that determination to keep striving regardless of the obstacles thrown in their way, you know, or setbacks. You know, they kept going regardless, and we wouldn't be able to enjoy it today if they weren't like that. So that's why it's good to like stay determined and do what you want to do, you know, as long as it's not hurting anybody. You know, because you never know how big of a difference you can make, you know, in the world. And we would never have those chocolates if they weren't that determined to be able to stick with their goals, and regardless of what anybody said and how many setbacks that they had, how many times they had to file bankruptcy, anything, they kept going. And we wouldn't experience what we have now, or even have a taste of their products if they weren't like that, you know. So I always look at success stories because, I don't know, they just always give me that boost of like, I don't know, hope, determination, and everything. It just inspires me to keep going, you know, all the time. So that's why I never give up on myself. And I think it's important for everybody else, for people to be like that too, because you never know what type of difference you can make in this world, you know. And we would have never experienced any of these products, even other people that have created certain products that we use today, and we probably would never stop using them, you know. But we would never have them if we didn't have those type of people that have those types of mindsets. So yeah. I don't know, I'm just obsessed with chocolate, to be honest. And I was just looking it up, researching it. But chocolate is everything to me. I love chocolate. I think chocolate covered, oh yeah, I love Reese's. Those are so bomb to me. So anything chocolate peanut butter is so good to me. It's so good. I love Hershey's too, chocolate bars, especially the almond Hershey bars. Those are bomb. So I'm obsessed with chocolate. But yeah, I just think it's amazing. Anyway, I hope you guys have a good day. I'm gonna chill and do me per usual and enjoy myself. So hopefully you guys are doing the same. And I'll be talking to you guys soon, maybe later this week, or maybe tomorrow, I don't know, we'll see. I'll hop in though. So yeah. I hope you guys have a good day. Love you. Bye.